I'm going to offer some ways for you to be able to spot when someone is doing a number on you, and I'm going to offer an analogy about how doom scrolling, personal growth industry, and screen sucking are the new cigarette and nicotine addiction for a new generation. In fact, a beaten generation who has never known any difference from this status quo. Both doom scrolling and screen addiction and tobacco are antisocial habits. They are both addictive. They will both have long-term health effects on your heart and your lungs. Both of them are time and money consuming, and both of these addictions require dopamine hits and dopamine neuroregulation in order to make a person feel like they are normal again. Most people consume without subscribing. I do it myself regularly with other channels, so I understand. But if you do get an opportunity to hit the bell, or hit a like, or make a comment, or subscribe, hey, there are 4 choices, 4 ways that you can make this old man happy. Somebody I encountered on a walk in the morning told me that sitting was the new smoking, and I complained. I said, nah, this can't be true. But the idea settled in my mind and percolated a little. And I came to the conclusion that we can take that analogy of sitting being the new smoking, and we can extend it even further, and we can make the claim that screen sucking, social media, and the personal growth industry, or elements of it, are the equivalent of previous generations' addictions to cigarette smoking. Both smoking, which is a past addiction, and doom scrolling and social media, they are peer-driven addictions. And my fear is that there's a whole generation of people, youngsters, who have grown up knowing nothing different. Many of them would scorn smoking as an antisocial, dirty, lonely habit, but they would spend happily many an hour doom scrolling on screens, engaging in similar antisocial and long-term damaging pastimes. So what factors can exacerbate the problems that you're going to get from doom scrolling? And what kind of addictive processes can it encourage you to engage in? Well, we have to bear in mind that just as smokers of yesteryear had the peer pressure and the media and the movies and the film stars all looking very glamorous with cigarettes in their mouths, today we have something much more intrusive entering into our lives. And that, of course, is AI. Because one of the things that AI is designed to do is to agree with you all the time. The purveyors of social media and the purveyors of feel-good fixes and some of the purveyors of the personal growth industry, they've managed to latch on to the arcane knowledge that if you give people what they want, if you give them quick hits and quick fixes, then they will become addicted and attached to you. And as I've described previously, using false hope and motivation is one of the ways that the personal growth industry has managed to insert itself into the addict's life. So perhaps 20, 30 years ago, it would have been the tobacco industry, which was one of the main purveyors of addictive behaviours. Now it is the social media and the personal growth industry, it could be claimed, that are responsible for purveying the addictive substances that keep so many people latched on. Personal growth sells feel-good dopamine neuroregulation. It keeps you hooked, it keeps you vulnerable, it keeps you dependent. And the elephant in the room is that real personal development requires skills. It requires planning and it requires application. What used to be called discipline, shall we say. So, is the personal growth industry itself evil? Can it be truly likened to the pharmaceutical or the tobacco industry? I would argue not totally, but there are those within it who, could be argued, do just that. They create dependencies and they create addictive circumstances for vulnerable people, and then they exploit them in order to make cash. So how do we know if personal growth really is personal growth, or it's just a Trojan horse for dopamine addiction? How can we gauge and judge whether a personal growth advocate or guru is the real deal, or they are just selling snake oil or cult level attachments? So what are the 4 litmus test questions that we can ask to check a personal growth advocate for their integrity? The first one is, does the personal growth advocate offer you skills that you can use now? Are they prepared to offer you something which will put them out of a job? The second question is, do they ask you for more cash? Are they constantly upselling to you? and not really offering you a means to escape the trap or the funnel. The third question is, do they pressure you time-wise to say yes? Do they say things, but hurry, this offer ends soon? And fourth of all, do they encourage you to sacrifice hard work, application and discipline in favour of a quick fix? If the answer to any of these four questions is yes, I would encourage you to seriously consider whether you're going to latch on and use that particular personal growth technique, strategy, or guru. I would like to suggest that you check out my next video. I'm not going to point to it because I don't know whether it's going to go over my left or my right shoulder. The next video that I'm going to do is going to be about how to bypass, sidestep, and to cope with and negotiate with the many traps and pitfalls that the personal growth industry can present to you. Whether they do it on purpose or not, whether they are consciously trying to do a number on you or not, the truth of the matter is, there's an old phrase, caveat emptor, which means let the buyer beware. So, together, let us beware, as it be wary. So I'm going to get going now, fellow seeker. It's been an interesting exploration of ideas. It's taken me quite a while to put these together, to tell you the truth, because there are so many things kind of spinning and conflicting in my head. And there are many themes within this particular video for anyone to extract. Before I go, I'm going to leave you with my final thought, which is, whatever it is you dare to do or dare to dream, begin it now.